Hello and welcome back. I'm Jana Lee and welcome to my channel, Ask Jana Lee. And the Diddy saga continues. We finally made it to the trial. I don't know what day this is on, what day of the trial this is on, but we have a quick recap of today's trial. So this article is from CNN and it reads, Recap of Diddy trial. Jane says Sean Combs threatened to cut her off over smexual hotel nights. So they're no longer called freak offs with the new girl. They're called hotel nights. So this was updated an hour and 53 minutes ago. Today is Friday, June the 6th. Let's see what it says. There's a crazy picture of Diddy. That judge looked crazy too. Let's keep going. A woman using the pseudonym Jane took the stand for a second day of salacious testimony at the end of the fourth week, Sean Diddy Combs' federal criminal trial. Jane's testimony comes as the prosecution seeks to show Combs and his inner circle use violence, lies, you know what, and other means to coerce Jane and Cassie Ventura into having relations with other men as part of a fueled sexual performances known as hotel nights or freak offs. Combs has pleaded not guilty, which is crazy to me because there is so much evidence from so many people. The hotels itself, the hotel rooms, there's so much evidence there. This is crazy. The fact that he pleaded not guilty to that. Anyway, Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, and transportation to engage in that. I'm not going to say that word. His defense has acknowledged Combs was violent, but has questioned the motives of those testifying and said the women consented to the activity. Ain't no way. Jane began testifying Thursday afternoon and is expected to return to the stand next week to continue her testimony and cross-examination. Here's what we learned in testimony Friday. Text messages show Jane repeatedly said she didn't want to do hotel nights. Jane, who dated Combs from 2021 to 2024, testified that Combs falsely promised he'd spend quality time alone with her and dismissed her repeated requests to stop participating in his hotel nights. Jane said that Combs promised her the things she wanted, like date nights and quality time, but said he wanted to have hotel nights first. This is manipulation. This is manipulate. I feel so sad for her. I feel so sad for this woman. But surely the rumors were out there and she heard the rumors. So once this popped up, surely it clicked in her mind. Anyway, I don't want to assume. She would, but it goes on to say she would agree, but then afterward, they'd be too exhausted and spend the rest of our free time sleeping, she testified. So they were too exhausted to have quality time together. What was he doing to this lady? Like, what was he having these people, these workers do to this woman to have her to where she's exhausted? This is scary. This is so scary. It says in quotation marks, I need a breather and a break from you, she wrote in a text message read aloud in court Friday from November 2021. after seeing Combs spend quality time with another woman shortly after Jane had a hotel night with him. Oh, you low down dirty dog. You low down dirty dog. After you did this for him and then you see him out with somebody else, after you put your body in jeopardy, at risk of all kind of diseases and harm and ugh, injury and then you turn around and see him out with somebody else. Oh yeah, the rage that would be within me. Anyway, it goes on to say, this doesn't make me feel good at all. Your true intentions with me are in plain sight. Jane testified that they had a hotel night on her birthday in 2022 in which she had relations with another man at Combs' direction. Soon after, she saw on social media that Combs had a big, grandiose birthday for another woman he was dating, and the contrast was heartbreaking, Jane said. Oh, wow. So she kind of probably felt like the other woman. Then then why do this then? So you saw him out in 2021 with somebody else after you did this. Then you saw him out again in 2022 and what? You just kept hanging around? I don't get it. Why stick around for that? I don't ever want to do another hotel night, she texts Combs around that time. I didn't want to do those things with you on my birthday, but I wanted to make sure we had a good time. This is making me sick to my stomach. Ugh. In 2023, Combs suggested she fly to New York to visit him, but she was hesitant because she figured he wanted to have a hotel night while she was there, she testified. He promised her they would have a romantic time, just the two of them, so she agreed to go, she said. But when she was mid-air, Combs texted her about getting entertainment for them, and she felt really disappointed, she testified. Jane said they bickered about just how I was done with this and I didn't want to do this. And like, why every time I see you, this is happening. They ended up having a hotel night that night, she testified. Oh my God. You were doing this to your body. This is sick. This is manipulation. This is sick and twisted. Jane also recounted two times when the man brought in for the hotel night was someone she was not attracted to, and how Combs kept pushing her to try and engage with him regardless. Oh, I'm going to throw up. This is sick. Regarding one of those times in 2023, Jane testified Combs said to her, "Are you sure? Maybe just a little bit," even though she said she knew that this was definitely not something that I could fake doing. She said they eventually excused the man because she was repulsed by him, and then another man came to the hotel after. So how did he get somebody else that quickly? Does he just order them like in bulk? Like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. He going down. He going to jail. Straight to jail. Combs still pays for her rent to this day, Jane says. Jane said she and Combs entered into a love contract in 2023 in which he agreed to pay her $10,000 per month rent as an allowance. He is still paying for her rent even now, she testified on Friday. She also testified he threatened to cut her off financially if she stopped participating in the hotel nights. So we've so that's why. In text messages from August 2023 that were read aloud in court amid a discussion about a hotel night, Combs told her he put 15,000 on credit for things in her new house. When Jane then expressed hesitation about having the hotel night, in part because she was having her monthly time, Combs became angry and accused her of using him for money, according to the text. But he's using himself for money. This is what he's throwing at these women. This is what he's using to manipulate these women. He's using his glamour and fame and money to manipulate these women. And now when he doesn't get what he wants, oh, you're just after my money. So he's still using it to manipulate in some kind of way. This is crazy. Days later, she expressed frustrations to Combs with how he treated her, and Combs sent her an audio message threatening to stop financially supporting her. I'm about to really disappear on you, you feel me? Combs said in an audio message that was played aloud in court for the jury. He said she had a rude awakening coming if she didn't stop fighting him. You better get on your job, that's all it is, Combs said. A job? Oh, fuck that $10,000 rent. Mm-mm. No way. No, sir. I would have been gone because you got me on my job. Jane testified that she understood her job was taking care of him, being good to him, and making sure he was happy, which included the sexual encounters. She said his job was taking care of her financially. I mean, was this written in a contract? Because if it wasn't, then I'm going to go on about my business at this point. Well, it wouldn't even have gotten to this point, actually, if it was me. Jay also texted Combs that he had been making things feel completely transactional lately. Yes, he is. I absolutely agree with her. And was threatening me any chance that you get. She testified that Combs was constantly reminding her that he paid for her home. That is manipulation. Around the time when she and Combs entered into their love contract, Combs also paid for Jane to get veneers because he didn't like her teeth. Coming from somebody who can't even close his mouth. His teeth are so big he can't even close his mouth. Okay, let me keep going. At one point thereafter, when Jane texted him complaining that she hadn't seen him alone outside of a hotel room for the hotel nights, Combs responded, "Well, get over it, please. Look at the roof over your head and that pretty smile. I don't want to do anything if that's still an issue." In late 2023, she sent him messages saying she didn't want to play this role in his life anymore. "I feel it's the only reason you have me around and why you pay for the house. I don't want to feel obligated to perform these nights for you." Combs responded to the text, "Girl, stop." What? That's all you have to say. Jury sees and hears a hotel night. The jury heard audio from a hotel night in which Combs was dismissive of a request from Jane to hear her male partner wear a condom. The audio was an excerpt from a video recording of a hotel night that captured a conversation between Jane Combs and a man named Don. On the recording, Jane said, "You promised," to Combs, who expressed his disapproval. Jane said on the stand that she and Combs had a conversation before the hotel night in which he told her it would be okay if she wanted the man she would have relations with to wear a condom. He eventually gave the entertainer a condom, Jane said. She said she asked Combs to allow the entertainers to wear condoms several times, but typically Combs was typically dismissive. This is just risky, unsafe behavior. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is insane. Jane was asked why she needed Combs' permission to have the man wear a condom, and Jane seemed to get emotional and said she was still trying to process that. She said she didn't insist on the man wearing a condom because then Combs would be unhappy. At another point in her testimony, the jury saw 15 photos that were released to the public. None of the exhibits were shown to the public in court. Jane testified that each of the photos showed her and another man during a hotel night that Combs was present for all of the nights pictured. One female juror placed her hand over her face as the explicit photos were displayed on the screens in front of them. Jane testified that Combs would run out of rugs during a hotel night. He'd call an assistant, a butler, or one of his security guards to bring more. She recalled a time in 2022 when Combs directed her to pick up rugs from security personnel at the LA home and fly with them to meet him in Miami. She communicated with Combs aide Christina Coram about picking up the package at Combs' home. Jane said she asked Karam if this was safe and okay, and Karam said, "It's fine, I do it all the time." Jane testified that Combs gave her rugs during the hotel night set, kept her awake for longer, and made it easier for her to participate in the fantasy. This is, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. Jane cried and was emotional as she detailed one hotel night in which she had relations with three other men at Combs' insistence on her birthday. Jane said she flew to Miami in 2023 to celebrate her birthday with Combs, and he told her they spent quality time together. When they went to dinner, Combs brought up plans for a hotel night, and she reluctantly agreed to participate. Jane said the first man who showed up, that she never met before, felt like a stranger, and it was upsetting. More of an more of an invasive moment because it was my birthday and I didn't want to do this on my birthday, she said, crying. After the man left, Jane and Combs moved to a different suite at the hotel, and Combs shifted his energy and became more loving. He had arranged for cake, flowers, and balloons in the suite, and they had some alone time, she said. But then another man came to the room for relations, and then a third man. This is her birthday, y'all. Her birthday. Sean Combs is sick. He is sick. That man is twisted. Like he needs to be studied. He is sick. I acted like it was nothing, but inside I hated it. She said, adding between tears that she acted that way because she loved Combs. On the stand, Jane grew very emotional while discussing the birthday. She heaved more, and then once, as she cried, the prosecutor, Maureen Comey, asked her repeatedly if she needed a break. Each time Jane said no. At another point in her testimony, a box of tissues was passed to her in the witness box by the courtroom deputy. After that, after that birthday, Combs left her in the room and went on a private vacation with another romantic interest. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. What the hell is going on? According to messages read aloud in court, she texted him, "Why do you lie to me?" She wrote to him that she wanted to get off the hamster wheel and said, "I didn't want to do all that on my birthday." Jane said she and Combs were on a break for about a month after that, but got back together. What do y'all think about that? The article ends there. I guess that's the end of the recap for Friday. This is insane. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. I wonder how old she is. Does it I have to go back and see how old she is, because it seems like he's getting these younger women, because Cassie was 19, and he basically, it seemed like he groomed her basically. So I wonder how old this Jane Doe is when they first met in 2021. But it seems like she was trying to be a kept woman, but she wanted to be the main girl. It's like she was enticed by all the fame and fortune and stuff, but she, I don't know, like I feel like she had more of an opportunity to walk away than Cassie did. But then again, I mean it didn't mention any uh like, unless I missed it, any violence, any DV or anything like that. I mean, he would just threaten to not pay her rent. But I read somewhere she was an influencer, like she was a social media influencer, and that's how she made her money. But when she started dating him, he wanted her to focus just on him, so he started just paying her rent. So I don't know, guys. I feel like I don't know. I can't say what she should have done or could have done. I'm not in her shoes. I don't want to make assumptions, but I just feel like I don't know. Diddy is sick. But what do y'all guys think about this? Put your comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.